What's up everybody? Today we're diving a bit further into the BFA Pre-patch and taking a look at some of the unintended changes and bugs that the patch brought with it, as well as any of the things you might have missed and the things they've added during the week. I'd also like to take a minute and just say thanks to everyone who watches and comments on my videos, as well as all my subscribers, because I hit 1,000 subscribers a couple of days ago, which is pretty damn crazy for me at least. So yeah, I just wanted to say thank you all so much, and let's get on with the video. The launch of 8.0, the pre-patch, has been anything but smooth. Loads upon loads of bugs and tuning on certain things were, well, pretty damn weird to say the least. Take the Fellhounds in Antorus for example. At launch they could pretty much one-shot tanks due to its big hit being 100% magical. And much to Blizzard's surprise, tanks don't do well with magical damage anymore. Who could have known? Or the melee trinket from Agramar, Gorshalak's Legacy, which could pretty much one-shot people in PvP. And then there was the Dark Moon Promises trinket, which gave you pretty much unlimited resources. It has since been fixed, but for a brief while it was pretty fun to have unlimited resources as a Retri Paladin or a Rogue. Or we can look at the tier 21 4-set bonus for Protection Warriors. Every time you block, you add to your Ignore Pain. And the maximum value of your current Ignore Pain in really good gear is between 9 to 10,000. And anytime you block, you increase that value by roughly 9 to 10k. So when I was trying this out in a dungeon, my absorb on Ignore Pain was up at like 150k at all time, which pretty much means I had 50% damage reduction at all time. It just wouldn't deplete with the 4-set bonus. And as far as I know, this still works, so if you're a Protection Warrior, go 4-set. The weird thing is that a lot of these bugs and tuning issues were reported during beta, some of them even during alpha, and yet they made it to live. Makes one wonder a bit. Sure, with a stat squish and a new expansion, there's a lot to keep track of, but some things really shouldn't have made it to live. With that being said, they've been fairly fast at actually fixing the bugs now that they've reached the live version, so that's always something. And one thing to keep in mind is that it is all tuned with BFA in mind, so whatever we're experiencing right now is probably not gonna be the same in BFA, like raided battlegrounds with nothing but disciplined priests in them. But you never know, it might be the standard, the new PvP meta. Discipline priests all the way. Moving on! For all you transmoggers and gold farmers, the Chromatic sword is back on the loot table and it's being camped out constantly. And for anyone who doesn't know what this is, it's a two-handed sword with a unique look that stopped dropping when Cataclysm hit. At least that's what I want to remember. So it's been heavily sought after ever since it stopped dropping, and the few people who had one were able to sell it for insane amounts of gold. I assume it still sells for quite a lot even now that it is farmable, however nowhere near what it used to. But if you're a gold farmer or a transmog hunter, grab yourself a Windwalker monk, put on Rushing Jade Wind and stand still. With the new changes to Rushing Jade Wind, it's now up 100% of the time. So you just pop it, it swirls around you, and you just gotta pray that you're the one who tags the mob. It looks dope, but the competition to actually get one is pretty damn immense. But if you got time on your hand, go for it. Moving on, with all the class changes that's been made, there's a lot of weird OP or fun combos you can use now during the pre-patch. Lots of legendaries that you can synergize to make your char just a little bit OP. And this is due to some legendaries have actually become talents, so by using that talent and the corresponding legendary, you effectively get it 2 times. For example, Coldheart for Frost Death Knights. When you got 20 stacks, you nuke him with 2 fully stacked Cold Hearts instead of 1. And I gotta tell you, 2 fully stacked Cold Hearts is just an immense amount of bursty damage. Or Retribution Paladins with Whispers of the Nathrsim, combined with the Righteous Verdict talent, making it so that Templar's Verdict increases the damage of your next Templar's Verdict by 30%. And that's just to mention a few. But you don't have to combine a talent with a talent legendary. Some of the combos you can do outside of that are still pretty crazy, and they will work up to level 115, which is when our legendaries stop working. You could, for example, use the legendary Legs as a protection paladin with the new Redoubt talent, and your Avenger shield bounces from your main target up to 5 extra targets. And I gotta tell you, that is a lot of fun in dungeons, seeing that shield just fly across the room. Oh, so good. Or you could use the Apex Predator's Claw as a Beast Mastery Hunter. Now that Beast Mastery Hunters have been given a lot of pet passives, using that ring grants you all of them. So you have so much movement speed, you have all that leech, and you have extra maximum HP, not to mention that your pet does a lot more damage. So I encourage all of you to just check through your bags for whatever legendaries you have and see if you can make any fun builds with them. And on that note, if you've missed it, you can now buy any legendary you want for your class, so you no longer need to buy a random legendary for your rogue, just get the one you always wanted. So if you have some alts that aren't decked out with every legendary in game, now is the time to get them. And actually farming Awakening Essence has become a lot easier during the pre-patch because they now drop from Mythic Plus. I mean, I like these changes, I can finally try out all the legendaries on all my alts, but really this should have been added a couple of months ago. Still though, if you need more legendaries, just do some Mythic Plus and you'll have them in no time. And the ever-escalating fight between the Horde and Alliance is out. The first part of the burning of Teldrassil. They're going to add onto this bit by bit until the launch of BFA. So if you only play a little bit every week, this is something I'd advise you all to check out. It'll give you a good idea as to why the Battle for Azeroth is taking place and why the Horde and Alliance is yet again at each other's throats. And on top of this, completing the entire quest chain will reward you with a mount. The Smoldering Reigns of the Teldrassil Hippogriff for Alliance, nice and short name there, and the War-Torn Reigns of the Undercity Plague Bat for the Horde. So yeah, there's definitely reasons to play at least a bit during the pre-patch, even if Legion is pretty much done and dusted. I mean, a free mount and some cool lore, why not? And Blizzard also released the first part of their Warbringer series. It's not really a pre-patch thing, but it does tie in well with the lore theme that I just talked about. We'll link it in the description below if anyone wants to check it out. And that's pretty much it for this look at the pre-patch. I will do more videos like this if anything major is added or discovered. So tune in if you want to stay updated on what's happening in World of Warcraft and especially right now, the pre-patch. Did you experience any crazy bugs or weird tuning? Let me know in the comments below. It is so much fun to hear about weird shit going on whenever a patch is released. If you have any questions at all, make sure to hit me up in the comments below. I try to answer any and all questions as well as I can. And as always, if you like these kind of videos, make sure to hit that subscribe button, leave me a like, and ring that notification bell and switch it to all. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.